ما يود الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب ولا المشركين أن ينزل عليكم من خير من ربكم والله يختص برحمته من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم
আহলে কিতাব ও মুশরিকদের মধ্যে যারা কাফির তাদের মনোপুত নয় যে তোমাদের পালনকর্তার পক্ষ থেকে তোমাদের প্রতি কোনো কল্যাণ অবতীর্ণ হোক। আল্লাহ যাকে ইচ্ছা বিশেষভাবে স্বীয় অনুগ্রহ দান করেন। আল্লাহ মহান অনুগ্রহদাতা।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু। আউযু বিল্লাহি মিনাশ শাইতানির রাজীম। ما يود الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب ولا المشركين أن ينزل عليكم من خير من ربكم والله يختص برحمته من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه ثم أما بعد. Ayah number 105, Allah Azza wa Jal makes a comment in regards to the attitude of there's an element within the people of the book, what they really intend, and there's an element within the mushrikun, and he put their intent together. The context of this ayah, before I go into the translation and brief commentary, is that there was an element among the Muslim community in Medina, especially those who had become Muslim recently among the Ansar, because they had dealings with the Christians and Jews for their entire life, and they were one of them for their entire life. It was hard for them to imagine that the people they lived with their entire life would all of a sudden become their enemy, and they would just have utter animosity towards them and so much spite towards them. So there was an element within the Muslims even who thought, yeah, okay, we believe in different things, but still, they don't hate us or anything. And it's not like they don't, they're out to destroy us or anything. That's a little extreme, We shouldn't be paranoid about their attitude towards us. Now, Allah Azza wa Jal is revealing in this ayah something only He could know. The intent of the disbelievers. You want me to put that on? Sure. The intent of a group within them. And it's important to make a distinction that Allah didn't speak of all the people of the book here and all the community in Medina. He spoke specifically about a section within them, and that's clear in the ayah itself. So now let's look at the ayah. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, مَا يَوَدُّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ. Those who committed the act of disbelief from out of the people of the book and from out of those, and nor the mushrikeen. So he didn't just say, مَا يَوَدُّ أَهْلُ الْكِتَابِ. He said, مَا يَوَدُّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ. Those who committed kufr, those who committed disbelief from within the people of the book. What we're learning here is there's an element within the people of the book that Allah has declared kafir. They're the ones that have actually outright decided that they will not accept the Messenger of Allah ﷺ after knowing that he's true. The truth has been revealed to them. Deep down inside they know it to be true. We read already in these passages, they changed the word of Allah even after they understood it. When a messenger came to them with something they already recognized, after that they rejected it. وَهُمْ يَعْلَمُونَ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا عَقَلُوهُ. They already know even after they understood it. These phrases have already come for them. So when someone knows the truth and then still denies it, then the Quranic term kafir applies. The two main places where the word kafir or الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا is used in the Quran, it's not used for all non-Muslims. Now the discussion of the fuqaha in their books and in their categorization is different than the way Quran labels people. The Quranic scheme is essentially, the word kafir is used in two situations essentially. One of them is in the case of the one who understood the truth and knew it to be true deep down inside and rejected it anyway. Was not denied and rejected that truth. The other context in which the word kafir is used in the Quran is when someone picks up an arms against the Muslim. Someone goes out to try and kill and harm a Muslim, then the word kafir is used. These are the two main contexts in which alladhina kafaru occurs. So if you're speaking from the Quran's point of view, not everyone who's non-Muslim would immediately jump to the label kafir. Now that's not to say that they are also headed to paradise, or they're also in the, in God's grace, if you will, etc., etc. That's not what I'm saying, and we've had those discussions before. We've already clarified the concept of inna ad-dina inda Allah al-Islam, that the acceptable deen with Allah is in fact simply and exclusively Islam. And we talked about that in the ayah about the Sabians and the Jews and the Christians. We had a long discussion about that. But here it's important to understand there is a group within the people of the book that still has the potential to accept Islam. Maybe they haven't thought about it enough yet. Maybe they haven't been totally exposed to it yet. Maybe they've heard it, but it's somewhere in the back of their mind. They haven't taken the time to really think about it. Maybe they're considering it. But they have a goodness inside them. They haven't decided that there's no way I'm accepting this. They haven't closed the door. But there's a group within them who not only have they closed their doors to this faith after understanding that it's true, but they've decided that they'll spend the rest of their life being an enemy to Allah's Messenger. These ayat are a comment about them. And they begin with the word of nafi, the adatul nafi, ma here. And ma, as some of the Arabic students here know, is not just something that negates, but refutes. It's not, la is the answer to a question. Do they want to harm us? Or, do they wish us any good? They don't wish us any good. No. But if someone falsely believes they wish good for you, and you want to refute them, not answer their question, but refute them, prove them wrong, then ma is used. So the use of ma here suggests that an attitude was there that needed refuting. A belief was there, people were thinking the opposite of what the ayah is saying, and so Allah Azza wa Jal revealed a refutation of that concept. That's the benefit of the ma in the beginning of the ayah. مَا يَوَدُّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ. The people who have disbelieved from among the people of the book, those who disbelieve from among the people of the book, wouldn't want at all. They would not like this at all. مَا يَوَدُّ. They would not like it at all. Get it through your heads. وَلَا الْمُشْرِكِينَ. Nor the mushrikeen. Now the Sahaba were clear that the mushrikun don't want any good for the Muslims. Their animosity was crystal clear. Nobody would doubt that they want no good for us. They've come to the point where even they've tried to execute the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's very clear. But in this ayah, Allah took a group from among the people of the book and the mushrikun who are clear-cut enemies, and He bunched them together and said, don't be naive. Understand that those kinds of vicious enemies you found in the Quraysh, that attitude even is among you here. There's a group within you here that has the same kind of animosity towards you. So how does this animosity manifest itself? مَا يَوَدْ. They wouldn't want at all. Now what wouldn't they want? أَن يُنَزَّلَ عَلَيْكُم مِّنْ خَيْرٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. That upon you especially, any good at all would come from your master. They wouldn't want at all that anything good would come upon you from your master, مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. So they wouldn't want, first of all, they wouldn't want victory for you. That's a good that comes from Allah. They wouldn't want rizq for you. That comes from Allah. They wouldn't want you to be established in the land like Allah promised, لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. They wouldn't want the community in Medina to become strong. That's another khair that comes from Allah. But above and beyond all of that khair, the gift of risala, a messenger being given to this community. The gift of Allah's book, that's the ultimate khair that the people of the book actually know about. They wouldn't want that to come to you. They wouldn't want to accept that. And this is why the previous ayah was talking about them undermining the statements of the messenger. Ra'ina and Ra'ina. They were undermining because they can't believe a messenger came to them. So they're going to try to undermine that. They can't stand that this good came to them. So مَا يَوَدُّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ وَلَا الْمُشْرِكِينَ أَنْ يُنَزَّلَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِنْ خَيْرٍ. Any good at all. I mean, you got the ultimate good, but the word min here, adatut ta'ajjub it's called. Right? Any good whatsoever coming to you, they can't stand it. مِنْ رَبِّكُمْ, from your master. And here we understand a universal principle. These two groups will always be there. There will be a category among the people of the book, the Jews and the Christians. There will be a large category among the mushrikun who will just have spite against Muslims. They'll just hate them. And anything that seems like a remnant of good, a benefit that comes towards the Muslim, they can't stand it. They just can't tolerate it. Their anger will just flare up. At the very sight of a Muslim, they'll just get upset. So Allah Azza wa Jal responds at the end, He says, وَاللَّهُ يَخْتَصُّ. And it is Allah who specifies. It is Allah who He specifies. You don't get to specify, He does. بِرَحْمَتِهِ, especially by means of His mercy, مَنْ يَشَاءُ. He specifies especially by His mercy, whoever He wants. مَنْ يَشَاءُ. That choosing of good didn't come from whether you hate it or like it, it's not going to change. The victory that has been written for the Muslims, the good that has been written for the Muslims, the guidance that has been declared that it will be revealed to them, the help from Allah that will come to them, no matter how much you hate it, وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ, it's going to happen. وَاللَّهُ يَخْتَصُّ بِرَحْمَتِهِ مَنْ يَشَاءُ وَاللَّهُ ذُو الْفَضْلِ الْعَظِيمِ. And Allah is the possessor of the great favor. This is something that's come repeatedly in this surah, and we've alluded to this before, we talked about this before. Bani Israel were under the impression that the favor can only come to them. They have exclusive rights to the favor of Allah. Prophet after prophet after prophet, book after book. So now Allah is saying, what do you think? You own the favor, that it comes only to you? The possessor of it is Allah. Wallahu dhul fadlil azim. The ultimate favor is in the possession of Allah.